Probably my red shirt, but I just got to get this up real quick here. Okay, grab my water here. Uh, Again, my phone, I can't seem to get any kind of white balance to work here, so now I look sunburned because I've got these LED lights where I've got a blue screen set up in the background here as I was doing some other stuff. So sorry, guys, I'm going to look a little odd. Although it kind of fits, I've been on a vacation. Hi, Roosevelt. I've been on a vacation, so I guess you could say, well, maybe he is sunburned. But really, what it is the camera having a problem between the blue sheet there and my red shirt. So that's really what it is. Yeah, Gary, I've already explained why I look orange and sunburned. Okay, this is just a notice. I've put up a video on Odyssey and LBRY, and it's in the description box below, the links to it. Uh, Up front, I'm telling you that this is just conjecture on my part, but considering the push that's being made by the Biden administration on the issue, I think it's a very good possibility. Okay, so again, it's just conjecture. When I'm giving you conjecture, when I don't actually have substantial uh, sources or information, it's just something that I'm looking at. I'll tell you that this is just a conjecture on my part, but I think there's enough there to at least consider that this could be happening. Okay, so oh, thank you, Roosevelt. Roosevelt just posted those two links so that you can go look at it. By the way, the video I did, the live stream that I did the other day with the picture frame in the background, um, the assault intensifies. For some reason or other, it did not get onto Odyssey and LBRY. I don't know why. LBRY and Odyssey have some technical issues. I've noticed that, and I've talked about it before. I think it was Roosevelt even who couldn't get LBRY to play at one point in time. Hi, Liza Jean. How are you doing? So I realize that this is kind of a pain in the neck to have to watch this and then go to the links below. But when you hear the video, you'll understand why I had to put it on Odyssey and LBRY. And again, I don't know why my video that I did, I guess it was Saturday morning, I think. No, it was Friday morning. The assault intensifies for some reason or other didn't make it onto LBRY and Odyssey, and I have no idea why. Well, I thought I'd visit for. Are we going to strike Iran? Oh, they're always trying to. Yeah, LBRY is working for you. Good. Uh, they're always going to cause a problem somewhere because it's called strategic tension, and it's mostly propaganda, and the classification system and the propaganda is directed against you, the American people, more than it is our enemies, our supposed enemies. So realize that all of this is just added more confusion. Uh, get it so that you can't process one bit of information before they hit you with something else. It's like the whole thing that's going on with this treatment situation. They constantly are changing the goalposts and the information. So that's all part of propaganda. It's all part of psychological warfare, and it's very, very. It's really intense right now, and it's going to get worse. So anyway, I won't be able to discuss most of that on here, but I thought I would just engage you on chat for a few minutes if somebody has a question. Just don't forget to watch the video in the description box below, either on Odyssey or LBRY, because that's really what's important. Yeah, I think Trump is a snake. At this point in time, for him not to come out and warn everybody about his OWS and the GMI, as I've already said, he is a murderer and a lot of other bad things, and he's in on it. I'm certain. Okay. Um, Hello, love in the mist. How you doing? I wish I could say hi to everybody, but it does go by pretty quick. Again, the color here. Okay, it's because my phone doesn't have a white balance adjustment, and I'm using the LED lights that are available to me, and it's the combination of the red shirt and the background. I probably should have changed my shirt. That would have made it a little better, but the camera just can't balance it out. So please forgive that. Okay, yeah, great color. Yeah, I know it really is. All right. Hello again, everybody. Do you see big things happening in the next days? By the way, I forget who it was. I hope nobody was saying that I think that there's going to be, well, there was a question about a date of August 11th. Monty brought it up doing some study on some things, and I can't remember exactly what it was. But I don't think it's anything to do with other than maybe the financial system. I think they're planning on something in the financial system around that. At least they were at one point in time. I think that was the gist of this August 11th date. Uh, I don't know about anything else. Actually, and I'm not even sure about that. But apparently, the August 11th date was something that Monty linked to somehow in the financial or in the control system. Um, I guess a couple of the other commentators on YouTube have said, well, they're not going to do too much because Congress is on recess right now, and there are some other things that are happening. But at any rate, August 11th, just keep your eyes open. I think if anything happens, it's probably going to be more along the lines of some kind of a financial thing. Is the way that I looked at it. Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. What's OWS? Somebody tell BMH what OWS is. I'm not going to go there. Okay. Uh, Lone Wolf, I like Rumble too, but I just can't manage that many platforms, so I'm not going to bother. Okay. Yeah, more and more people are doing the GMI jabs. I know. With the information that's out there right now, I can't say much on here, but you know where I stand on that, right? At least I hope you do. All of you have been warned. Warn your neighbor. I'm not sure Matthew has had anything to do with Gematria on Monty's warning of August 11th, but um, it's not going to be like lockdown, that kind of stuff, man, or those types of things. I think Monty was talking about something with the financial system, with the cyber currency or something. But we'll see. Just market crashes in August. It could be, Walter. Could be. They don't really control the Fed. The Congress doesn't. Nobody in our government controls the Fed, the Federal Reserve. So yeah, and Monty might be right about that. I'm just not. I don't have the details, unfortunately, right now. Yeah. Monty says the 10th now, and that could be financial system August 10th. Okay, yeah, he said around the 10th or 11th, something like that. So yeah, my understanding was it was a financial thing. Yeah, not anything to do with lockdowns or anything. Although that could be an end result too, of course. Yeah, absolutely. Um, we'll just have to wait and see. Just continue to pray, and plan on defend yourselves, but try to stay away from this thing. This is going to get real messy, real messy. All the information with the problems in the agencies, the bureaucracies, even the DOD and all. I mean, this is just going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. The situation with the Norfolk naval base being taken over by NATO, which is really the UN, is a very troubling development. It's kind of a two-edged sword. I look at it as a two-edged sword, but mostly it's a bad sign for us as Americans, is the way I look at it. Okay, just so you all know, I think that's a really bad deal at this point, especially with the way what happened in Australia, which I forgot to mention the other day, of course, right? The Australian military has been deployed against their own people, and I put it in as a comment underneath. Nowhere in the news media, in the American news media, are they talking about the uprisings in France and Britain and Germany and other places. That's because they want Americans to think that following along with the company program is what everybody in the world is doing, and of course we know that's not the case at all. Yeah, a lot of nurses are getting fired because they won't do this. This is tyranny, you all know. I'll just say that. Of course, I can't elaborate more on it than that, but that's exactly the situation. And you know that I've said it, and I think I can say this here. Our governments are our enemies. They're no longer protecting us, which is what their charter is about. They have actually turned on their own people, and that's what always happens. I think there's a quote, I can't remember who said it at the moment, but it's that the weapons designed for use against our enemies abroad will eventually be brought home and used against the people. And most of us have been warning about this for many years. A lot of things that they were testing in Iraq, for instance, the population control and all of that. That's what they're now doing here. Okay, just so you know, that's all the same stuff. Um, yeah, there's controversy in Christendom about whether this is the mark of the beast or not, and I maintain that it is part of the system. It's all the same system. So regardless, people want to make a differentiation between a mark in the hand and the forehead and what it's really going to be. It's about buying. Anyway, the point is it's a system, and the system is now rearing. And if you don't take part in it, they want to punish you. Okay. Uh, in the Philippines, I mentioned the other day, you can't buy food now unless you do a certain thing, right? They're talking about that here. One of the news commentators, and I won't say the name, right, on CNN said that, yeah, that now it should be that, you shouldn't be able to go to the store and buy food. Yeah, all of that's happening right now. Monty's monograph on YouTube, and also on, I think I just saw him, as a matter of fact. No, that wasn't him. Okay. So anyway, the pressure's on. I saw somebody say, well, said it would be voluntary. Well, he knows very damn well that it's going to be mandated, not by, it might end up being mandated by the feds. I mean, they're so power hungry and crazy, they might try it, but they're depending upon corporations like these hospitals, and as you just saw about the nurses being fired, and the pressure from peer pressure, which is really bad. I've had some friends succumb to it and take other people so that they could get it. It's just too much for me. I just can't believe it, and I can't say much anymore because they get they get defensive, right? You all have. I mean, I've said enough. So pushing it anymore is just almost a worthless endeavor. I've given it all out, so they should be able to see it for themselves. Yeah, Walmart, Disney, all of them, and it's going to be that way all across the board. Okay, eventually, we need to have our own economic system, which they'll attack. Okay, they will attack it. If they think that you're outside their system, they're going to come after you. But we've got to withdraw from this thing as much as we possibly can, all of us. Now that brings up another issue. I've just started another extended fast, although I will drink water. Okay, uh, especially in the heat. But I am going on another fast. If you all would like to join me, it's synergistic. Wherever two or more are gathered in my name, there will I be also. Or wherever two or more ask a thing, So if you feel inclined, don't hurt yourself. If 2 meals is certainly a sacrifice enough, as an offering enough. You don't really need to do any more than that. But I usually go for a few days, at least a minimum of 2 days, and sometimes I've gone as long as, well, last time I think it was 5. I've gone as long as 7. Talk about, if you want to feel like you're drunk, or you're on some kind of drug, try fasting. Because I'll tell you what, around the fifth day, fourth or fifth day, depending upon your metabolism, and again, don't hurt yourselves. If you have a medical problem, don't do it. 2 meals is enough to show God that you're willing to make the offering. 2 meals is enough. But if you can go longer, it's really different. It really, it's like it releases not endorphins. I'm not sure what it is right now, but it does release some hormones in it, and it kind of makes you feel not just little lightheaded, but actually a little high in some regards. And there's some reasons for that. After 72 hours of fasting, your body then rejuvenates its immune system. in case you didn't know. And it then generates new stem cells. So at the 72-hour marker, thereabouts, you'll start feeling some things, and it's your body repairing its immune system and also regenerating stem cells, which heal damaged cells, right? So that's the purpose of that. Again, not medical advice, just saying let's fast and ask God to give us two things. This is all I ask for right now. I don't expect to save the world. I don't expect God to save the world. They've turned their back on him by and large, okay? Just two things. For those who want to be righteous and who don't want to take part in this Babylon system, we need deliverance and we need a place of refuge. However, God sets that up. Just ask for that. I don't know how it's going to turn out in the long run. We've been opposed to him for so long now that and so many, there have been so many lives lost in unjust wars, and starvation is a, food starvation is a tool of war and of politics, and of course the abortion thing. I mean, it just we're so bad that really the country needs to be destroyed, and much of the world needs to be destroyed at this point. And I realize that. I don't like that. I don't like it at all. But I'm hoping that there will be, we're having thunder and lightning. I would hope that God will provide for those who really do want to be, who want to try to be righteous, at least, because you're not going to be perfect, but at least make the effort, okay? And there are different degrees in that, and I understand that, okay? Yeah, I know. Grace Joy, you're right. Uh, I that's the way it is right now. That's the way and the idea of in the hand and in the forehead is symbolic. That doesn't mean it has to be literal, okay? And I've explained that before, what it means. In the hand means the heart, and of course on the forehead means in the mind. And what does God say? I want to write my law in your heart and in your mind. Well, the devil has the same program, but he calls it a mark, right? Instead of a seal. That's the big difference. Yeah, that's right, Shy Girls. That's exactly what Trump did. And plus, he attacked our Second Amendment and allowed our First to be attacked. And right now, all those poor people sitting in jail because of what happened on the 6th, he's done nothing for them. I think he's mentioned at one time about Ashley Babbitt. I think he did. I can't even recall if he did that, because he certainly hasn't made a big issue of it. He allowed those people to be set up. I know there were instigators there. He could not have failed to realize that there were going to be FBI informants and infiltrators to push that thing to where it went. There's no way he couldn't have known that. Okay, I don't excuse him for it. Frankly, there's no way that Alex Jones shouldn't have known it. Right? It's inexcusable. But now that's water under the bridge, and all those people are suffering, and it's a shame, because now they're coming after anybody else that they, not just Trump supporters, but if you're a Christian, if you're a conservative, if you believe in the Constitution, if you question certain things like the treatment that's going on now, or the restrictions, all that. Well, you saw what Biden put out in his statement on domestic terrorism. You should know that by now, right? What do you think will occur in our military with forced GMI? That's what's in the link in the description box below. That's what I'm talking about. So go watch that. I can't really say it here. If they refuse it, yeah, they'll be given a dishonorable discharge, or a general. They'll be given either a general or a dishonorable discharge, probably general, or they'll be court-martialed, depending upon the situation, the commanders, and I don't know what's going to come down from the Pentagon on it, but it'll at least be a general discharge, maybe a dishonorable. I don't know. It's not going to be good. They're going to treat them very badly. Okay, they're going to treat them very badly, because they don't want to send a message to everybody else. I don't trust DeSantis, Victoria. He's very much for that GMI. He's done some good things, but he and Trump both, and he's doing what he's doing with that because it's Trump's baby, and he doesn't want to cross Trump. Okay, nobody wants to cross Trump, and that's a real sad thing. Trump's the reason why we're here. I mean, He wasn't maybe, pushing it like Gates and, the background um, conspiracies or whatever. Although actually, I do think he was involved in that. I think he was a deliberate Trojan horse. He's not what he pretends to be. I know too much about him now, but even giving him the benefit of the doubt, there's no reason for him not to know about it now. And the same with DeSantis. There's absolutely no excuse for it. Yeah, it'll come down to that, Thomas Jefferson. Absolutely. How's my water? Uh, it's distilled water, so at least it doesn't have any nasty stuff in it. Okay, we've been going for 20 minutes. I took a few questions. I really want you to go and listen to that video again. Hi Jesse, BP Earthwatch is here. Yes, praying group prayer is very strong. I agree. Thank you very much. And again, if you can fast at least 2 meals, that's great. I'm going to be doing it for at least 2 days, maybe longer, depending upon some things. Last time I did it for 5, and at my age that gets kind of difficult. But yeah, we can't really please God in this stuff, but we can at least make the offering, and that's the whole idea. Okay, Patriot Nurse, for instance, if you all follow her, you know that she does those fasts on Thursdays, and I have joined her several times on that. Okay, God needs to prepare a place for us, and hopefully before we get axed, if you know what I mean. That we get a place here for that. At least I hope so. Okay, how many days? That's up to you. If you can do 2 meals, that's enough. As I said, that's enough of an offering of a sacrifice. That's all. That's really good. What do you mean, not one word about the temple being rebuilt in Jerusalem? Butch Edwards. I've talked about that a lot. And I'm telling you that there's no scriptural basis for it. And I've talked about, go look at my religion series. I've talked about it a lot. Okay, I actually have. My whole Eisenman series gets into some of that. My religion series certainly does. My discussions on the state of Israel, and it might have a reason to exist, but I've also been very plain to say that anti-Semitism and anti-Zionism are not the same thing. Okay, so you just need to go look at the history of what I've talked about. Okay, so that's all we got for now. Thanks for being here, everybody. Jesse, thanks for showing up. Liza Jean, Roosevelt, um, and I forget who else was here, but anyway, uh, go look at what I talked about in the description box below. Again, it's conjecture. Make sure you understand this is a conjecture on my part. I'm looking at all the situation and what they've said and what their plans are, and I think they probably have a special soup, if you will, for the military. Okay, that's my take on it at this point. All right, everybody, take care. Again, I'm orange because I'm inside with a blue background, a red shirt. The camera can't do a white balance, doesn't have that ability, and the LED is casting a weird light. So, uh, no, I'm not sunburned. It's just the way the camera's working. All right, out here for now. Thanks, everybody. Take care.